Gentlemen, and we do indeed have a Game 3 coming up. History is repeating itself. You are correct, D-Man, and it's great to see it happening like that, especially with two teams floundering in that first game, kind of trying to figure out what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it. The gloves came off instantly in this game. They started fighting right away. We had a good amount, I think 30 kills over in this game, 38 kills altogether, and it seemed like Alliance worked much more as a team. It wasn't Reckless with 17 kills to himself, right? It was the whole team coming together, and they played throughout the entire game really well like that.
It was an absolute bloodbath, this game,
Yeah.
Especially in that bot lane. I thought that Meteos would have put a lot more attention in mid lane, but it seems like he thought Reckles was a huge problem last game, which he was, and he focused bot lane a lot, and that's why we've seen Sneaky go 5-0-1 in the early game, and we thought, yeah, as Sid said, the game was probably going to be over at that point. But Wicked, I have to commend Wicked in this game. He was an absolute force throughout the entire game. He built Maokai the way in which I think you're meant to build Maokai, like they did the Maokai
Which is
of old.
funny.
But we questioned it the whole time.
The first game, he was building towards the same exact items. He just had a really weird item pad.
yeah,
Once he got to them this game, because he was having so much impact, we're like, maybe this is actually pretty good. And Wicked, honestly, was the primary carry in this game, right? Like, Shook had a few decent ultimates. I think it's more the CC of Warwick that helped him do those things. They had a good team fighting composition, but it was only because Wicked could take on the entire team, and the full armor itemization, basically making High either hit the Maokai or actually do your job, was so good.
In our replay, it doesn't really go towards that. It goes towards how Cloud9 tried to get around this. We actually see them, how they create their opportunities in this game, which unfortunately didn't work all the way. Snoopy, walk us through this.
This is one example where Wicked does the opposite of what he does in every other team fight. He basically CCs the Gnar, and C9 noticed that Reckles is completely split out the side. They go straight for him in the side. Warwick doesn't get his ulti off fast enough on Fizz, and they basically assassinate Reckles at the very start of the fight. If they could stop, if Reckles was basically grouped with the team like he was in every other team fight, this would be a clear-cut victory for Alliance in this situation.
Yeah, and not only that, but if Shook had actually just ulted the Fizz in the back of the line there, it would have changed things dramatically. I mean, we see the Fizz, or the Warwick ult coming in very late on Fizz right there, way too late, and so that allows Cloud9 to clean up. But this fight also showed some of the problems that Cloud9 was having throughout this game, which is that they didn't use the Gnar ult, the Mega Gnar, very well.
A little disjointed with the rest of the team.
Yeah, exactly. It was a little bit disjointed. We saw players like High getting kind of caught out on the edges or engaging after the return to the mini Gnar form. And so it was a little haphazard. Now, when they did nail it, it worked very well.
That bot lane fight.
Yes.
The timing,
that was pretty nice.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But the timings most of the time were just a little bit off. And as soon as Alliance started figuring out what High was doing, that he was going to be jumping over these walls to the flanks, we saw them just baiting him out. Just Froggen sitting there right outside the base, just blowing him up.
That was all they had to do. Four of the guys and the back line of Alliance basically just had to kill whatever front line, whether it was Jarvan, whether it was Fizz, focus on him, let Wicked just sit there and tank all day. When he starts to get low, runs out, and they've probably already killed High at that point, and then they'll go back in and take it in the team fight.
Yeah, I feel like the team's warmed up, right? The first game we were highly critical because in the first 22 minutes, it didn't seem like they knew how to play a team game. But this time, they were going bot lane so much. They knew where the focus points were. The Dragons were generally contested in the right times. And the team fighting was just a little bit better from Alliance, which is actually, as far as the team fighting point goes, the same as it was in Game 1. So I'm really interested in Game 3.
Well, let's see if both teams can lock it down in Game 3. We'll be right back with more action from the Intel Extreme Masters here in San Jose with Cloud9 versus Alliance in their last game.